Like as American athletes, I know for sure, I can't speak for other athletes, but for us, I think that we all are very talented athletes, but we want to be respected like your NBA players, your NFL players, your MLB players. Like we want to be respected because a lot of the times in reality, a track athlete can go do what they're doing. A lot of us came from other sports. Like we can go do what they're doing, but I don't think they could just come out onto the track and be like, oh, well, I'm fast on the football field. I can run 9.9. You probably can't. I'm fast on the football. You probably can't run 13.5 in the hurt. Like, that's the difference. And so I think that we just want to be respected. I had gotten ready to go out to China and I was excited and I told my agent, I said, hey, I know it's windy, but I think we're in a good spot. We already ran a 12.9 already this year, so hopefully, we can get through this China trip healthy and be able to run fast. And I think it was from like my first practice start when we were over there training. And he was like, oh no, you were serious. And I was like, well, yeah, that's the plan. I came over here. I said I wanted to win this meet, and that's the plan. So regardless of how fast it's got to be, I know that that's going to be me. And that was the mindset going over to China. And it just happened to work out.
But Cordell Tinch is a man that has been catching eyes. He's gone to number 4 on the all-time list with his run of 12.87, a remarkable run in the Shanghai Chinese Diamond League.
That race specifically was a very surreal feeling because I don't think I've ever felt that way during a race. To a lot of people watching from the outside, they're like, okay, they have 10 hurdles and usually the race is over in 13 seconds. But like for me, I feel like that race took forever as we were going down the lanes just because of each hurdle. I feel like it was its own mini race that was taking 13 seconds basically. But everything just felt good, and there was a point, whether it was like 3 or 4 hurdles in the race, where I know in my own head I was like, well, we are moving fast. And then at about 8 or 9, I somehow got a glance of the clock and I was like, oh, we are really moving fast. There's not many hurdles left. What is going on? And yeah, that was something that I'd never had happen before, and that's probably the reason why my race got a little sloppy over 9 and 10, because I took my eye off the ball. But at the same time, it was a great race nonetheless. Now that things are going well, I think that I'm just not searching for that feeling again, but at the same time, there's things that I want to take from that race and apply to every race that comes in the future. Initially, I really thought that it would throw a whole lot more pressure on me, but at the same time, I've got to be this fast at USA trials in order to make the team. That's the goal of the season. It just kind of brought me back down, where it was like, there's no pressure, because the only pressure is ever to make the team. It's never about how fast we run early in the season or this or that, because all of our goals are the same. We want to be at whatever major championships it is. So whether you've got to hit a time to qualify for your country, whether you have a trials, that's your goal. So my goal, regardless of how fast I ran in May, isn't going to change until we get to July. Coming into this season, I wanted to make sure I was healthy, ready to go off the rip from the beginning, just so I know that when it comes to us getting to USA's, that I'm ready, because American hurdlers, there's a new one every day, it seems like, where someone runs this fast and you're like, oh, and then they don't run fast for a while, but then they show up to USA trials and run fast again. So it's a little tough, but at the same time, that's the competition we all love of this sport. And getting to USA's, as they say, is tougher than making a lot of the finals at some of the world championships. And if you look at the numbers, it actually is. So being ready and being mentally and physically prepared for it is just the biggest thing. I think that this year, not only on the track, but I think off the track, a lot of things. For me personally, I'm a big mental health person, and I think that there's a lot of things as athletes that we need to talk about, whether it's with those around you, with your agents, your coaches, your teammates. Like, regardless, I think that especially as men, we gotta have more conversations, just because saying I'm okay every day it gets a little redundant. So I think that I'm just in a way better space physically, mentally, spiritually, that I'm really ready for anything this season.
That did not sound good at all.
This year especially, I think that I've come out of my shell personally just a little bit more, and I've just been more of me and just been kind of more loose and a lot more fun, smiling a lot more, not taking everything as serious. But there's certain athletes that have kind of gravitated towards it. And, you know, when you're just getting to know them, it's a little tough to be like, hey, how you doing? And not just ask for, you know, how they're doing today, but how they're actually doing.
But I don't think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I think it was like.
I just think that in sports as men, we all just carry a lot with us just because we feel like everything depends on us. And even though, you know, we're not on the same level as, you know, basketball and football and all those other sports, we still carry a lot as athletes as well in track and field. So to be able to find a way to release that is a big thing. So I'm hoping I can get more athletes to open up. Just honestly, to be a soundboard for them would be the best thing I could do. So hopefully I'm able to, you know, continue to open those doors with those people and keep things going, just because it's always nice to know you got somebody there for you. You know, as a Division II guy in the NCAA system, you know, Trevor said after he had missed one team, he said, I'll never miss another team. And after I missed my team last year, that was my exact same thought process. Just because, you know, it doesn't matter where we're going for the World Championships, the Olympics. If I'm competing that season, that's my goal, is to be a part of that team and go there and perform to the best of my ability. So, you know, as soon as the Olympics are over, which, yes, I was bitter and I barely watched them because I was upset I wasn't there. But basically, as soon as that meet ended, I remember asking, where's Worlds next year? Because that's the goal of the season. So yes, Tokyo's been a long goal, you know, and so we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
Cordell Tinch.
I would say I definitely do this for my family, just because they've all believed in me as an athlete since I could ever remember. And like, that's a big deal, where even though they'll all tell me, no, do it for you, like, it's something that as an athlete, you're like, no, like, I'm doing this for you guys as well. But then I also put a lot of pressure on myself because I want to be great. I don't only want to be known as, you know, he ran the fastest time ever in May, but then missed the team in July. No, not that it like weighs on me, but it's just things that I have kind of in the back of my head of like what I want to do and what I want out of my career.